Hi guys, it's Brenda. I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about stroke. I had a stroke 3.5 years ago, and it is something that I don't really like to dwell on. It seems like I talk about it every day and a little bit, and I wish that I could get away from that. But I just feel like I have to explain myself because I'm trying to do this YouTube channel and I don't communicate. I feel like I don't express myself or I don't explain stuff as I should, and I want all of you to understand why. I when I had my stroke, I felt like it couldn't happen to me. I didn't dream that it was a stroke. It can happen to you, and it will happen. It's You're not immune to anything. I have this card that says "Be fast for stroke." If you or someone you know is experiencing symptoms of a stroke that came on suddenly, remember to be fast and call 911 immediately. I wish everybody had one of these on their refrigerator. It can happen to you whether you've had it in your family history or not. It says be fast. B stands for balance, trouble walking, loss of balance or coordination, dizziness. Eyes, trouble seeing, changes in vision, one or both eyes. Face, smile uneven, face looks uneven, droopy, or numb. Arms, raise both arms, does one drop, weakness or numbness in one arm or leg. Speech, trouble speaking or confused. Slurred or difficult speech. Time, time lost equals brain loss. Another symptom could be unfamiliar or sudden severe headache. Okay, now I'll tell you, with the balance, I do have trouble with my balance. I didn't until I had the stroke. I didn't have any health problems whatsoever until I had the stroke. I mean, I was overweight, and that was something that I was just ignoring. I was pretty much chubby all my life, and I had high blood pressure, and I ignored that. I never took my medicine every day. I was not good about taking my medication, and I'm still not good about it. I do better, a whole lot better, but I forget. I even use one of those things that are for the days of the week, and I still don't take it like I should. And it's not because I just say I'm not going to take my medicine today. It's like one day I look at it and there's a day that I didn't take it. So I've got to do better. For sure, I've got to do better about that. Okay, face. Face. Your smile is uneven. Face looks uneven, droopy, or it's numb. If you can, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but my right side is kind of a little droopy. My eye looks smaller, and arms. When I was in the hospital, whenever the nurses would come in, first thing, like in the morning, they would have me to hold my arms out, and you hold your arms out, and if one of them drops, you then speech. I had trouble speaking. When I went to the hospital, the nurse saw immediately that I was having a stroke, and they started rushing around there. It was kind of scary what they were rushing around so much. And time time lost is brain loss. If you don't get there in time, they cannot give you the shot that stops the stroke and that stops the damage. I was ignoring it. I don't know why I thought that that wouldn't happen to me. I wouldn't have a stroke. My son came and spent the night with me because I was feeling bad, and he was sleeping on the couch in the living room, and the next room was at my house is like in a line. It's the kitchen, living room, bedroom, then bathroom, and like that. But he was sleeping in the living room. I had that door shut. I was in the bedroom, and my right arm and leg was hurting. And it was hurting so bad I couldn't sleep. And I would get up and come to the other, come opposite direction from where he was at, because I didn't want him to know that I was hurting, which was crazy. Why didn't I realize that was something going on? Something serious. You know, you can go to the hospital and they can tell you that nothing's wrong with you, and at least you'll know. I mean, I should have went and found out, but I didn't go until it started at like 4 o'clock that afternoon. I was supposed to go with my friend. She and I were going to get corn and put it up, and we went and got it. She had to drive. We went in my truck so we could put it on the back of the truck, and she ended up having to drive home because I felt bad. Larry came, and we sat outside, and he thought that I was mad at him. And then my son came and stayed with me, and I didn't go to the hospital until the next morning at about 8:30. I even tried to work. I didn't even consider that it could be a stroke until I lifted my hand and with the washcloth and tried to wash my face, and it just wouldn't hardly, I couldn't raise it, and I definitely couldn't get it to go in a circular motion on my face. And see, now I'm forgetting what I want to say. I just have to laugh at myself, though. And I tried to work. Maurice was the lady that I was working on, and I did hair, and I was doing her hair, and she said, "Brenda, honey, why don't you go to the emergency room?" So it's kind of like she gave me permission to be sick. And poor little Louise, she was sitting here waiting for me, and I said, "I'm gone." And I just left. And then I went to the hospital and it was a stroke. And it shocked me to death. And that was on a Friday, and I had to stay the weekend in the hospital, and the ambulance